My child, stop right now. Do not scroll, do not move, because what is about to happen will move faster than you are ready for. I am speaking to you in this exact second because this moment cannot be delayed any longer. You have been waiting, wondering, questioning, trying to understand why things have remained still for so long, but what you do not yet see is that the stillness has reached its limit. Something is breaking open now, and it will not wait for you to feel prepared. It will not wait for you to fully understand. It will begin whether you are ready or not, and that is why I need your full attention right now. It will happen so fast, you will not have time to understand it before it begins. What you thought would take time, what you thought would come slowly, what you imagined would unfold step by step, it will not happen that way. I am moving in a way that will surprise you, in a way that will catch you off guard, in a way that will make you pause and realize that this could only have been done by me. The delay you experienced was not because nothing was happening. The delay was because everything was being aligned for one moment of release, and that moment has now arrived. Do not think this is random. Do not think you simply found this message by chance. I stopped you here. I brought you to this exact point because I know how close you are to what you have been waiting for. I know how your heart has been feeling lately. I know how tired you have been of waiting without answers. I know how many times you told yourself to stop expecting anything because it felt safer than hoping again. But even when you tried to let go, I did not let go of what I promised you. I marked this moment long before you reached it, and now you are standing inside it without even realizing how close you are to the shift. Time is up. The waiting you knew is ending now. The season where nothing seemed to move, where everything felt delayed, where answers stayed silent, that season is closing. You are not about to wait the way you did before. You are not about to struggle the same way. You are not about to question the same things. What is coming will not look like what you have been through. It will not move slowly. It will not test your patience the same way. It will come with speed, with clarity, with undeniable movement that you will not be able to ignore. This is my final call. Do not delay. Do not ignore this moment. There are moments in your life that carry more weight than others. Moments where what you do next matters more than you understand. And this is one of those moments. I am not asking you to wait again. I am asking you to respond. I am asking you to listen. I am asking you to stay present with what I am saying, because this is not something to come back to later. This is not something to push aside and revisit when you feel more ready. This is happening now, and your awareness of it matters. Your name is sealed in this blessing. I chose you before this moment arrived. Before you ever questioned your path, before you ever doubted whether something good would happen for you, I had already written your name into what I am about to release. This is not for someone else. This is not something you have to compete for. This is not something you have to prove yourself worthy of at this point. I already chose you. I've already decided that this would reach you. And nothing that happened in your past has changed that decision. Something is already moving without warning while you are listening. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it fully yet. But there is movement happening right now beyond your awareness. There are things shifting into place. There are answers forming. There are changes beginning that will soon become visible to you. This is not a future promise waiting to start. It has already started. The moment you are in is not empty. It is active. It is unfolding even as you hear these words. You prayed. You waited. You almost gave up. but I marked this moment for you. I saw every time you tried to stay strong when nothing changed. I saw every moment you questioned whether your prayers were heard. I saw every time you felt like stepping back because the waiting felt too heavy. And even when you came close to giving up, I held this moment in place for you. I did not allow your story to end in that waiting. I did not allow your journey to stay in that uncertainty. I carried you through it, even when you did not realize it, so you could arrive here. What I release cannot be stopped, delayed, or reversed by anyone. No person has the authority to block what I have already decided. No past mistake has the power to cancel what I have already spoken. No delay has the strength to hold back what I am now releasing. When I move, everything that stood in the way must shift. Everything that resisted must step aside. Everything that looked permanent must change. What I am bringing into your life will not ask for permission from anything that tried to stop you before. So now I am telling you clearly, open your hands, because what is already yours is about to arrive. Stop holding on to fear. Stop holding on to doubt. Stop holding on to the belief that nothing will change. You cannot receive what is coming if you are still holding on to what told you it would never happen. Let go. Open yourself. Be ready, not by understanding everything, but by trusting that what I am doing is already in motion. Say, I stand boldly in faith if you're claiming every promise He has spoken over your life. Comment, Jesus is more than enough for me if He fills every empty space in your soul. And stay here, my child. Do not move away from this moment, because what I reveal next will explain why everything is about to change suddenly. My child, the reason everything is about to happen suddenly is not because it was created suddenly, but because it hath been prepared in silence for longer than you realize. What feels fast to you now is the result of what has been building slowly where you could not see it. You measured your life by what looked still, by what felt delayed, by what refused to move when you expected it to, and because of that, you believed that nothing was happening. But I was never inactive in your waiting. I was never still in your silence. I was working in ways your eyes could not follow, aligning things your mind could not yet understand, preparing moments that required precision, not speed. You must understand this clearly. Sudden change is often the visible result of long, hidden preparation. What appears in one moment has usually been forming across many moments you thought were empty. The reason it will feel shocking to you is because you did not see the process. You only saw the pause. You only felt the delay. You only experienced the silence. But behind that silence, movement was already unfolding step by step. There were things I had to arrange that could not happen openly. There were details that required time. There were alignments that needed to be exact. There were people who needed to move, situations that needed to shift, conditions that needed to form correctly before what belongs to you could arrive safely. If I had moved it too early, it would have been incomplete. If I had moved it too quickly, it would not have lasted. So I allowed the delay, not to hold you back, but to build something strong enough to stand when it reached you. The delay you experienced was not wasted time. It was construction time. When you were waiting, I was preparing. While you were questioning, I was arranging. While you were feeling like nothing was changing, I was putting pieces together in ways you could not see. That is why now, when everything begins to move, it will not move slowly. It will move all at once, because the preparation has already been completed. Think of it this way, my child. The door does not open gradually once the lock is removed. The moment the lock is released, the door can open instantly. And what you are about to experience is the release of what has been holding things in place. The resistance that once slowed you is reaching its limit. The waiting that once defined your season is ending. The silence that once surrounded you is about to be replaced with movement. This is why it will feel sudden, because you will not see the steps that led to it. You will only see the result. You will only feel the shift. You will only recognize that something that refused to move for so long is now moving without resistance. Long delay creates instant shift. This is the pattern you are stepping into. The longer something has been held back, the more powerful its release becomes when the moment finally arrives. The weight of the delay gathers strength, and when it is released, it does not trickle forward. It moves with force. It moves with speed. It moves in a way that makes up for what seemed like lost time. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us via given link in description or pinned comment to show your support. You have been standing in a season where things felt stretched out, where time felt slow, where progress felt minimal. But that stretching has reached its end. What was extended is now being compressed. What took long to prepare will not take long to appear. What felt like distance will suddenly feel close. What felt impossible will suddenly feel real. This is not because everything is starting now. It is because everything is finishing its preparation now. And when preparation finishes, manifestation does not need to wait. This is why I am telling you to be ready, not by understanding everything, but by accepting that suddenness is not chaos. It is completion. It is the moment when what hath been built in silence finally steps into visibility. It is the moment when what hath been hidden is revealed. It is the moment when what you thought was delayed shows you that it was never delayed, only prepared. There were many times you believed that if something was meant for you, it would have happened already. You thought timing had passed. You thought opportunities had expired. You thought doors had closed permanently. But you were measuring by visible time, not by divine timing. And divine timing does not follow your expectations. It follows completion. I do not release things when you feel ready. I release them when they are ready. And now, they are ready. That is why everything is about to move at once. That is why what felt impossible before will suddenly feel natural. That is why what you waited for will arrive in a way that surprises you. Because the preparation is no longer incomplete. It is finished. And finished preparation creates immediate movement. You may ask yourself, why did it take so long just to happen so fast? Because the depth of what I prepared required time, but the release of it requires only a moment. You could not see the layers being formed. You could not see the timing being aligned. You could not see the resistance being removed step by step. But now that those layers are complete, nothing else needs to delay the release. This is why suddenness is not randomness. It is precision reaching its final point. Everything is aligning at once because it has been built to align at once. Everything is moving at once because it has been prepared to move together. Everything is changing at once because it has reached the moment where change can no longer be held back. And my child, you are standing in that moment now. You are no longer in the stage where things are being built quietly. You are entering the stage where things begin to appear openly. You are no longer in the season where nothing seems to move. You are stepping into the season where everything begins to move. That is why I told you it will happen so fast. Not because it is being rushed, but because it is being released. And once I release what has been prepared, nothing slows it down. Nothing delays it. Nothing reverses it. You may feel unprepared for how quickly things begin to change, but understand this. You have already been prepared through everything you went through. The waiting strengthened you. The silence deepened you. The delay shaped you. Even though you did not recognize it at the time, everything you experienced was part of getting you ready for a moment that would not unfold slowly. You are ready, even if you do not feel like it. You are prepared, even if you do not fully understand it. Because I would not release something into your life that you are not able to receive. So when it begins, do not question it. Do not hesitate. Do not step back. Recognize it. Accept it. Because what is about to happen suddenly hath been in preparation far longer than you know. My child, this is the moment I have been preparing you for, and I need you to understand the weight of what I am saying now, because this is not like the other moments you have passed through. There are times in your life where you can wait, where you can pause, where you can delay your response and still return later, but this is not one of those times. This is a defining moment, a turning point that separates what has been from what is about to begin, and you must not treat it lightly. I am calling you with urgency because what is unfolding does not wait for hesitation, and what I am releasing does not remain open for those who choose delay over trust. You have waited long enough. You have questioned long enough. You have stood in uncertainty long enough, and now the time has come for movement, not delay. I know your heart has learned caution. I know you have been disappointed before, and that disappointment taught you to step carefully, to hold back, to not move too quickly when something feels important. You learn to protect yourself by slowing down your response, by waiting for clearer signs, by asking for more proof before fully stepping forward. But what I am telling you now cannot be approached with the same hesitation you learned in your past. This is not a moment that requires you to hold back. This is not a moment where you wait for everything to make sense before you move. This is a moment where trust must be immediate, where your spirit must respond before your doubts try to speak again, because if you allow delay to take control, you will begin to miss what is already opening in front of you. This is why I call it your final call. Not because I will stop speaking to you, but because this moment itself will not repeat in the same way. There are windows in your life that open with divine timing, and once they pass, they do not return in the same form. Opportunities may come again, but they will not carry the same arrangement, the same alignment, the same preparation that exists right now. This moment hath been marked with intention. It has been set in place with precision. It carries a specific weight that belongs to this exact time, and if you hesitate, if you treat it as something you can return to later, you risk stepping out of alignment with what I have already prepared for you. You must understand, my child, that delay is not always harmless. Sometimes delay is what keeps a person standing outside of what was already meant to be theirs. Sometimes delay allows doubt to grow stronger than trust. Sometimes delay causes you to overthink what I have already made clear. I have seen how your mind works when you give it too much time. I have seen how quickly questions begin to multiply, how quickly fear begins to speak, how quickly you begin to step back from what you once felt strongly about. That is why I am speaking with urgency now. I am not asking you to analyze this moment. I am asking you to recognize it. There is something within you that already knows this is different. You feel it in the way your attention has been held here. You feel it in the way these words are reaching deeper than ordinary thoughts. You feel it in the quiet awareness that something is shifting, even if you cannot yet explain it. That awareness is not accidental. That is my voice reaching your spirit beyond your understanding. And when that awareness comes, it is not meant to be delayed. It is meant to be followed. Type, "You are my true guide, Lord," if His hand directs every step you take. This is a defining moment because it requires a decision from you. Not a spoken decision, but an inward one. A decision to trust me without needing everything explained. A decision to move forward without waiting for every answer. A decision to open yourself to what I am doing instead of holding on to what has already passed. You cannot stand between your past and your future in this moment. You must choose where you will stand. And I am calling you forward. Do not let fear speak louder than my voice. Do not let past disappointment convince you that this will be the same. Do not let hesitation become your response again. You have already lived through seasons of waiting, seasons of confusion, seasons of silence. This is not that season anymore. This is a moment of movement, and movement requires action from your spirit, not hesitation from your mind. You may not feel fully ready, but readiness is not what determines this moment. Alignment does. And you are aligned right now. That is why you are hearing this. That is why you have been brought to this exact point. I do not call those who are not ready. I call those who have been prepared, even if they do not recognize their preparation yet. Everything you have gone through has brought you here, to this point where the next step is not waiting but responding. This is why you must not ignore this call. It is not just another message. It is not just another moment to listen and move on. It is a moment that asks something from you. It asks your attention, your trust, your willingness to receive what I am placing before you. If you treat it casually, you will not recognize its importance. If you treat it like something that can wait, you will begin to lose the clarity that is being given to you now. Time is not your enemy in this moment, but delays. Time has brought you here, but delay can keep you from stepping into what is already prepared. You do not need to rush in fear, but you must respond in faith. There is a difference. Fear rushes without trust. Faith moves without hesitation. I am not asking you to panic. I am asking you to respond with confidence that what I am doing is already set in place for you. You have stood at many moments in your life where you wished something would change. You have prayed for movement. You have asked for answers. You had hoped for a shift. And now that the shift is here, I am asking you not to step back from it. This is not the time to question whether it is real. This is the time to recognize that what you have been asking for has reached you. So hear me clearly, my child, this is your moment. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not later when everything feels easier, but now. This is the call you cannot ignore, because it is tied to what is already being released. You are not waiting for it anymore. You are standing in front of it. Do not delay. Do not hesitate. Do not step back. Move with me. My child, the reason I am moving without warning is because what I am about to do cannot be exposed too early, cannot be announced in advance, and cannot be delayed by the voices, forces, or patterns that tried to stand against you before. You have spent so much time in seasons where everything felt visible, where every step seemed to be watched, where every attempt was met with resistance, and where every delay gave room for doubt, interference, and confusion to grow. But this time is not like the times before. This time I am moving in a way that does not give opposition the chance to prepare, does not give fear the chance to rise first, and does not give delay the opportunity to take control again. I am moving without warning because what I release now must arrive untouched, uninterrupted, and fully aligned with what I have already decided for your life. You are used to expecting signs before movement. You are used to looking for confirmation before change. You have learned to watch carefully, to analyze deeply, to try to understand what is happening before it happens so you can prepare yourself emotionally. But my ways do not always follow that pattern. There are moments when I allow you to see the process, and there are moments when I keep the process hidden until the result appears suddenly. This is one of those moments. I am not revealing every step before it happens because if I did, too many things would try to respond to it. Too many distractions would try to interrupt it, and too many doubts would try to weaken your expectation before it arrives. So I move quietly, and then I reveal openly. Surprise prevents interference. This is something you must understand deeply. When something is announced too early, it attracts attention before it is ready. It invites opinions, resistance, doubt, and sometimes even opposition that tries to slow it down or redirect it. But when I move without warning, I remove that opportunity. What I am doing begins before anyone has time to react. It shifts before anything has time to block it. It forms before anything has time to question it. That is why what is coming into your life will not be delayed the way things were delayed before. It will not be stopped the way things were stopped before. It will not be questioned the way things were questioned before. Because by the time it becomes visible, it will already be established. There were seasons where you felt like everything you tried faced resistance, where even small steps seemed to meet obstacles, where progress felt slow because something always stood in the way. But those seasons were different from this one. Those seasons were part of your preparation, part of your strengthening, part of building something within you. But now, I am not building slowly in front of you. I am releasing what has already been built behind you. And because it is already complete, it does not need to move step by step in a way that can be interrupted. It will move all at once, and it will arrive in a way that leaves no space for anything to stop it. Divine timing does not announce itself. Your eyes. It does not ask for permission. It fulfills what was already decided. It does not wait for understanding. It brings understanding with it. You have been waiting for signs, waiting for clarity, waiting for something to tell you that the moment has arrived. But the truth is, the moment does not always come with warning. Sometimes the moment simply begins, and you realize afterward that you were already inside it. That is where you are now. You are not waiting for the moment to start. You are standing inside the beginning of it. This is why I did not explain everything to you before now. If I had shown you everything too early, your mind would have tried to understand it before your spirit was ready to receive it. You would have tried to control it, to plan it, to predict it. And in doing so, you might have stepped out of the simplicity of trust that this moment requires. So I allowed you to remain in not knowing, not because I wanted to confuse you, but because I wanted to protect the purity of what I am about to do. There are things I am bringing into your life that cannot be managed by overthinking. They cannot be received through hesitation. They cannot be understood fully before they arrive. They must be received as they are given, in the moment they are released. That is why I am moving without warning. Because I am not asking you to prepare through analysis. I am asking you to be ready through trust. You may feel like this is happening too fast. You may feel like you are not fully prepared. But understand this: preparation has already taken place inside you, even if you do not recognize it. Everything you have been through has shaped you for this moment. The waiting taught you patience. The silence taught you awareness. The delay taught you endurance. The uncertainty taught you how to hold on even when you did not have clear answers. All of that was preparation. And now that preparation is complete, I am not going to slow down the release to match your comfort. I'm going to move according to my timing. And my timing is now. This is why you must not try to control what is coming. Do not try to slow it down. Do not try to question it too deeply. Do not try to understand every detail before you accept it. Because what I am doing is beyond what your mind can fully process in advance. It will make sense as it unfolds. It will become clear as it arrives. But it will not wait for you to feel ready. I am moving without warning because what is yours does not need permission to arrive. It does not need approval from people. It does not need confirmation from your past. It does not need validation from your doubts. It only needs my word. And my word has already been spoken. So when it begins, do not hesitate. Do not question whether it is real. Do not step back because it feels unexpected. Recognize it. Receive it. Because what comes without warning is often what has been prepared the longest. And what I have prepared for you is now ready to appear. My child, the waiting season is over. And I need you to let that truth settle deeply inside your heart because you have lived so long in that place of delay that it has started to feel normal to you. You learned how to wake up without expecting change. You learned how to move through your days without looking for signs. You trained your heart to stay guarded because hope began to feel risky after being stretched for so long. You became familiar with silence. Familiar with unanswered questions, familiar with carrying expectation without visible movement. But that season has reached its end, and I am not speaking this as something that will happen far ahead. I am telling you that the season you have been living in is closing now, and you must allow yourself to come out of it fully. You do not realize how much that waiting has shaped you. It touched your thoughts, your emotions, your expectations, and even the way you respond to new moments. Waiting taught you patience, but it also taught you caution. It taught you endurance, but it also made you tired. It strengthened you, but it also made you question whether things would ever truly change. There were days when you kept going simply because you had no other choice. There were nights when you wondered if anything was actually moving behind what you could not see. And slowly, without even noticing it, you began to adjust your life around the delay instead of expecting the breakthrough. But hear me now with clarity and certainty. You are not in that place anymore. The delay has completed its purpose. The silence has finished its work. The waiting has reached its limit. You are stepping out of that season, whether your emotions have caught up to it yet or not. This is not something you have to earn again. This is not something you have to wait for longer. This is a shift that has already been decided, already been prepared, already been set into motion. I know part of you still feels like you are waiting. I know part of you is hesitant to believe that this is truly over because you have lived in it for so long. Your mind may still expect more delay. Your heart may still prepare for disappointment. You may still find yourself holding back from fully believing that something new is beginning. But that is only because you are carrying the habits of the old season into a moment that no longer belongs to it. What you feel is not your future, it is the echo of what you have already passed through. The waiting season is over, but you must also release it from within you. You cannot step fully into what I am bringing if you are still holding on to the mindset that nothing changes. You cannot receive what is moving toward you if you are still expecting delay to follow it. You cannot walk into new movement while your spirit is still standing in old stillness. This is the moment where you must allow yourself to shift, not just around you, but within you. I am not asking you to forget what you went through. I am asking you to recognize that it no longer defines where you are going. The waiting had a purpose. It prepared you. It strengthened you. It taught you things that you could not have learned in any other way. But preparation is not meant to be permanent. Once it is complete, it gives way to movement. And that is what is happening now. You have carried the weight of waiting long enough. You have carried the uncertainty, the questions, the repeated moments of not yet, the feeling of being close but not there, the experience of almost receiving and then having to step back again. That cycle is ending. You are not about to repeat that pattern. You are not about to go through the same kind of delay again. What is ahead of you is not another season of waiting, it is a season of receiving. This is why you feel something different now, even if you cannot fully explain it. There is a shift happening in your awareness. There is a quiet sense that something is changing. There is a feeling that you are standing at the edge of something new. That feeling is not imagination. That is the transition from waiting into movement. That is the moment where what has been prepared begins to show itself. You must allow yourself to release the emotional weight of the waiting. The frustration, the exhaustion, the disappointment, the questions. They serve their purpose, but they are not meant to follow you into what is coming next. If you carry them forward, they will try to shape how you receive what I am giving. They will make you hesitate when you should step forward. They will make you question when you should trust. They will make you hold back when you should open yourself fully. Let it go, my child. Let go of the belief that everything takes too long. Let go of the expectation that things will fall apart again. Let go of the fear that what comes will not stay. Let go of the idea that you are still in a season where nothing moves. Because you are not there anymore. You are standing at the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. And the beginning you are stepping into will not look like what you are leaving behind. This is where emotional release must happen. Not just physically, not just in your circumstances, but within your spirit. You must allow yourself to breathe again without the weight of waiting sitting on your chest. You must allow yourself to feel hope again without immediately guarding it. You must allow yourself to expect good things again without preparing for disappointment at the same time. You have been strong for a long time. You have endured more than you expected to endure. You have kept going when it would have been easier to stop. But strength in waiting is different from strength in receiving. Now you are stepping into a moment where your strength must shift from endurance to openness. You do not need to fight to hold on anymore. You do not need to push through silence anymore. You do not need to convince yourself to keep going through delay anymore. Now you need to receive. Now you need to recognize. Now you need to allow what I am doing to reach you without resistance from your past. The waiting season is over, and what comes after waiting is not more waiting, it is fulfillment. You may not see everything immediately, but you will begin to notice the change. You will begin to feel the difference. You will begin to recognize that things are not moving the way they used to. That is because you have crossed out of the place where things were being held back and into the place where things are being released. So do not go back to expecting delay. Do not return to the mindset that nothing changes. Do not speak to yourself as if you are still in that old season. You are not. You are here now. And here is different. Here is where movement begins. Here is where answers come. Here is where what with prepared starts to appear. And my child, you have waited long enough to stand in this moment. So now step into it fully. The waiting season is over. Say, I'm walking fully in my purpose if you're aligned with His perfect will. And share this video.